Okay, so this is part 2 on how to get the law of attraction work and work fast for you. And in this riff, I'm going to give you some pointers, some things to consider that can help you to essentially hack the law of attraction, to use certain concepts so that you can literally have the law of magnetic attraction work for you without you consciously thinking about it, without you consciously intending for things to happen. This makes things better. This factually raises your vibration, your speed of rate of the things that you want, which makes things happen faster for you. These are factually hacks that you can use to your advantage. You will literally have an unfair advantage when you know these things. So pay close attention. So this is about hacking the law of attraction. These are natural codes where you can hack this force and make sure that it is not working against you. And this is highly significant. It's very important because most people are not aware of their reality, their lives, and the things that happen to them, and they don't realize that most of the time this force is working against them because they are making it like that. Do you ever feel like there's a black cloud over your head? So almost like something is making sure that things never work out for you? Maybe that's true for you. So here are 3 hacks that will guarantee that life or the universe works diligently for you to make all your dreams come true. So, hack number 1. Use quantum tunneling. Let me repeat that again. Use quantum tunneling. What is this about? In principle, it is not about what you have, but the person that you become. Quantum tunneling is the law that will make you break through barriers. Quantum tunneling shows that particles can magically move through walls of resistance. Particles are able to essentially teleport from one side of the wall to the other side. And to illustrate, imagine a little boy or a little girl, and they're throwing a tennis ball against a wall. Naturally, we observe the ball bounce back. The ball cannot go through the wall unless it is thrown with enough force to do so. At a quantum level, the particles will go through anyway, essentially appearing on the other side of the wall. Everything is energy, including our energetic makeup. We are only but a collection of energy vibrating through space and time. But at a quantum level, you can essentially move your energy through a barrier of resistance. So from a practical point, why would you want to go through a physical wall? Of course, that is not what is being suggested here. This is about breaking mental barriers, the turning of you into the you who has and is experiencing what you want. Let me repeat that again. This is about breaking mental barriers. The turning of you into the you who has and is experiencing what you want. This is about overcoming the frequency gaps between the now you to the future you. The you who has and is experiencing what you want. It is about overcoming the frequency gaps between the now you to the future you. The you who has and is experiencing what you want. And Albert Einstein said that logical thinking is good at getting you from point A to point B. But he emphasized the point that we can use our imagination to take us anywhere. For example, let's suppose you desire more money. Let's say you decide to really use your imagination and you see now yourself making or having 100 times your yearly income. So if you are a person who makes $100,000, then in your imagination, you may see yourself making 10 million. Of course, this is a huge jump, and most people could never factually get to a point where they can believe that. Of course, this has happened in real life, and there are many examples showing that it can happen. But essentially, this is not a belief problem. It's a physics challenge. What do I mean? When people experience this belief in experiencing a drastic change in their lifestyle, it is because at a quantum level, you are seeing and experiencing the wall of resistance. The universe does not care whether you believe or you don't believe. It only demands that you adjust and adapt to its laws. And the laws are clear. All events and experiences are happening simultaneously. This means that the second you begin to see yourself bigger and experiencing a better version of you, you in fact are accessing a potential reality that already exists. This has been referred as quantum superposition. This is just you seeing the future and accessing that reality through your mind's eye. So yes, essentially you are a prophet by nature. So congratulations to you. This, of course, happens to those who access negative images about themselves. So be careful not to dwell on images or scenarios where you are experiencing a negative you. The practical application comes from knowing that what you want already is. Not because you have some belief, but because the laws of physics say it is so. For example, we don't believe in the law of gravity. We know the law of gravity exists. Then the process becomes a protocol of awareness, where as you hold a vision, the collective vibration that factually exists in the realm of infinite possibilities with quantifiable mass and gravitational pull will begin to pull you in its direction. So yes, what you want wants you. But more accurately, what you know you have will have you. So don't want it. Know you already have it and it is yours as you hold on to the vision. So what will in turn begin to happen is that the universe, your reality, will begin to play alchemist and metal refiner. It literally begins to play chemist to remove, change, amplify, and impact inexorable patterns of energy that do not match the reality you are looking to have. Remember, you exist here now as not having what you desire. Therefore, you must be turned into the person that has what you desire. The difference of vibrations being emitted are, of course, drastically different. You must be changed gradually. And the thing about this is that it is a painful process of training and experiencing. It literally will burn up impurities to refine you, to refine the you that you are now, so as to match the you who has and is experiencing what you want. So you are but to persist through the wall of resistance. And by law, as you do persist, you will absolutely be teleported into the you that has what you want, as long as you don't give up. And this is important, since the bigger your dreams, the better you will turn out on the other side of the wall. This is quantum tunneling. And this is why Tesla said, the same inexorable agents that prevent a mass from changing suddenly, its velocity will likewise resist the force of the new knowledge until time gradually modifies human thought. So hack number 2. Stop being afraid of losing what you have. Let's repeat that again. The hack that's going to make the law of attraction work for you and work faster for you. Hack number 2. It's a mental state. It's a decision to stop being afraid of losing what you have. Now, many times people who succeed fall into depths of failure and lose what they have. Maybe you were able to get into a great relationship, and the second you realize how good you had it, did you become afraid of losing it? Did you become insecure and started to check in on them, always afraid with suspicion? Were you able to build a great business and became afraid of losing that business and then lost it? Consider this thought. Faith has been defined as the assured expectations of things hoped for, the evident demonstration of things not seen. So if faith is thinking about what you want with positive expectation, then it's not fear thinking about what you don't want with expectation as well. Quantum superposition allows for all realities to exist simultaneously. So the question is, what determines the reality that you are experiencing. What are your thoughts about it, of course. And fear is just the act of thinking about what you don't want, believing it could happen, which makes it happen. So how can you avoid and make sure that you don't lose what you have worked hard to accomplish? And how can you make sure that you don't end up destroying your life with the exercise of fear? And that's 3 points to that. Step 1, appreciate and love what you have. Again, that is step 1. That is going to make sure you don't end up destroying your life with the exercise of fear. And that's by appreciating and loving what you already have. So you can use gratitude by expanding your awareness of all the good that it has brought you. Gratitude will always create a positive effect on your focus of attention. It will literally nourish it and uplift it. So like watering and fertilizing an already opulent garden, it will continue to prosper by your intention to love it. If you don't care for the beautiful grass that you have, it may become filled with weeds, and grass bugs may eat up and leave your grass patchy. Your soil may become sandy and useless, not able to support it and nourish it. This, in fact, is the law of entropy. Yes, you can lose that relationship if you do not care and nurture it once you have it. Yes, your business can go bankrupt if you don't innovate and improve upon it. Your health can take a toll if you do not properly nourish it and fortify it with regular exercise and proper care. And here's step number 2. And it's also a mindset. If you're not growing, you are dying. Again, if you're not growing, you are dying. This means that since the laws of force direct our energies to regress or progress, leaving no room for stalemates or standstills, it is our moral obligation to establish another goal or dream. This course of action can occupy in your mind's eye the space that will be occupied otherwise by the decision to be afraid of losing what you have positively already created. So it is imperative that you feed your mind like you do your body on a regular basis with new or even with already revised information. It is known that when we take in info or data, only a fraction is truly retained unless fully engaged. Perfect practice makes perfect. Being reminded of principles for a successful life is new information because you are always taking in new data from a different point of view. This is because your day-to-day activities and experiences change you for good or bad. To illustrate, airline pilots are required to check and double-check a list of systems before taking flight. This is, of course, done religiously to make sure every flight is safe. So, a system where you are reading books, listening to audiobooks, or podcasts, or YouTube channels, which subscriptions feed your being and build you up as a person, is imperative. Now, it's easier than ever to make sure we are on top of it with online streaming and digitized files. So that's a good thing for us. We have access to information from people who are ultra successful in one way or another. And if we are failing, we are the only ones to blame if we are not taking advantage of these opportunities. Step number 3. Be at cause and take 100% responsibility. Let me repeat that again to you because this is highly significant. And write it down if you can. Step number 3 is also a mindset. Be a cause and take 100% responsibility. The first understanding of taking full responsibility for one's life is acknowledging that you are your own cavalry coming to the rescue. You are your own knight in shining armor that is supposed to save you. No one will, nor can they do it for you. Literally, there are laws of the universe that prevent you from truly changing who you are, unless you decide to do so. The laws of the universe also prevent others from changing until you decide to do so. On a previous post or riff, I specifically described what the law of attraction factually does. Its first and foremost nature is to cement your vibratory creative ability into the place that it is at. If you didn't listen to that, I highly encourage you that you do and integrate it with this information presented here for you. Now, please pay close attention to the next words. If you are in the habit of feeling like a victim, believing that negative events that continue to hem in on you are not your fault, then by law of the universe, and as sure as the law of gravity always works, you will continue to create the same scenarios that continue to make you feel like a victim. Now, this point is highly significant, so I'm going to repeat it to you once again. If you are in the habit of feeling like a victim, believing that negative events that continue to hem in on you are not your fault, by law of the universe, and as sure as the law of gravity always works, you will continue to create the same scenarios that continue to make you feel like a victim. If you are in the habit of making excuses for why you are not succeeding or being happy, you are sending out an affirmation, in essence, a command into your reality to call in more people, circumstances, and situations that will act as barriers to prevent you from succeeding, just so you can keep making the same excuses and continue to feel the same crappy way you have always felt, if that is the case for you. The circle is complete, and the laws did exactly what you told it to. It will bring you everything possible to make sure that you continue to believe that you cannot succeed due to outside influences. Now, most of the time, we don't know we are doing this. And for this reason, make sure you are aware of what you are thinking about. Think about what you are thinking about. Think about what you are saying. Your creative tools are your thoughts, your words, both spoken and written, and your actions. Also, your cellular vibration is heavily programmed with your most predominant mental patterns and efficiently vibrating the natural code of your thinking. This has been scientifically proven beyond a shadow of a doubt. Your DNA affects the surrounding energy of your environment and it programs it with the coding of it. It literally moves particles. It rearranges them. Isn't that interesting? Now let's go over hack number 3. The hack number 3 that will help you to make the law of attraction work for you and work fast for you is this. Do things that make you feel good naturally. It is true that the mind game is encouraged to have control over your emotions. But on the reverse side, if you make your body do activity that by response makes it feel good in that instant, it will positively affect your mental state. So here's a list of things you can add to your body to do. Here's a list of things you can add to your body to-do list. This may sound cliche, but we must always be reminded to do these things on a regular basis. Number 1, exercise. Duh. Number 2, go on walks outside on the sun. Vitamin D and the natural movement of left and the right legs help synchronize both sides of the brain. Nature is healing. Also, make sure to eat good food. Search for food that is as close as to nature intended. Organic. Try 100% organic. Make it a goal to make this a habit. Also, laughing and smiling. It has a psychosomatic effect on the body. It literally pours healthy hormones into the bloodstream when you're laughing, when you're smiling. And use these habits to supplement and add to your positive disposition. Not to mask pain. Always confront the source of discomfort or pain. And this lesson is also part of integrating your ability to take full responsibility for your life. Now, to recap somewhat, a little bit what we were talking about. These are hacks that you can use to make the law of attraction work for you and work faster for you. Hack number 1 is using quantum tunneling. It helps you break through barriers, mental barriers. It turns you, the now you, into the future you that exists as having that which you desire. That's an important concept to comprehend. I've suggested that it's called the alchemy of the universe. It's where life and the universe will make you go through a certain series of steps where you are refined, where you are turned into a better person, and gradually your vibration is raised to that point. Hack number 2 is stop being afraid of losing what you have. And the way you do that is by appreciating and loving what you already have. Understanding the concept that if you're not growing, you are dying. Making sure that you are always progressing. also being a cause of your life by taking 100% responsibility for all your creations, for everything that happens to you, because it is you, through your words, through your thoughts and your actions, and your DNA vibratory rate that creates your reality. It's highly significant. And lastly, hack number 3, do things that make you feel good naturally. Essentially, do physical things that will make your body naturally feel good. So these things, these teachings, are essential for your success. I would suggest they are necessary ingredients for your own success. So that if you're not practicing them, if you're not thinking about them, if you're not integrating them into your life, into your mind, your heart, if you don't know these things by heart, you may not apply them. And to encourage you that you continue to do so, consider supporting my channel by buying a copy of my book if you haven't already done so. Put a like and subscribe to the channel for future content. Listen to these riffs, these lessons, not just once. Listen to them over and over again. In depth is understanding is very important. So consider that thought. Also comment down below as to the lesson, what you think, if you had a cognition or something positive, if you have a question, let me know right down below, and so that we can have a discussion. Look forward to my next riff, and I look forward to reading your comments as well.